Hi there, and welcome to today's lesson. I'm your name, and I'm glad you're here. Whether you're joining us to brush up on your skills, explore something new, or dive deeper into a subject you love, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to cover managing conflict, so grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started. Leadership and conflict, a comprehensive summary. Conflict is a natural and inevitable part of group communication, and leadership plays a vital role in how that conflict is understood, managed, and resolved. In any group, disagreements may arise due to differences in values, goals, communication styles, roles, or resource availability. Chapter 10.02 of An Introduction to Group Communication explores how group leaders influence conflict, either by fueling it, resolving it, or preventing it altogether. Understanding conflict in group contexts. Conflict in groups can be productive or destructive. Productive conflict, also known as constructive conflict, allows group members to express differing ideas, challenge assumptions, and ultimately arrive at better decisions. Destructive conflict, on the other hand, damages group cohesion, disrupts collaboration, and often escalates due to poor communication and leadership. Leaders must first recognize that conflict is not inherently negative. In fact, when managed appropriately, it promotes innovation, engagement, and clarity. What matters most is how the conflict is approached and resolved, and this depends significantly on the leadership style and behavior in the group. The leader's role in conflict. Leaders are uniquely positioned to shape the tone and trajectory of group conflict. According to the text, there are three primary roles leaders play regarding conflict: preventing conflict, managing conflict, resolving conflict. Each of these roles involves deliberate communication, emotional intelligence, and an awareness of group dynamics. 1. Preventing conflict. Preventing conflict begins with setting up a strong group foundation. Leaders can minimize potential disputes by establishing clear roles and responsibilities. Ambiguity in roles often leads to conflict. Leaders must ensure that all members know what is expected of them. Creating norms for communication. By setting guidelines for how members speak to each other, e.g., respecting speaking turns, using I statements, leaders establish a respectful tone early on. Building trust and openness. A trusting group is less likely to experience destructive conflict. Leaders can foster trust by encouraging transparency, inclusivity, and supportive feedback. Encouraging participation. When people feel heard and included, they are less likely to disengage or become adversarial. Leaders should consistently seek input from all members, not just the most vocal ones. Preventative leadership is proactive and strategic. Rather than waiting for problems to arise, good leaders develop systems that reduce the likelihood of misunderstanding and tension. 2. Managing conflict. Once conflict arises, leaders shift from prevention to management. The text identifies several key strategies leaders can use to manage active conflict in a group. Staying neutral and objective, leaders should not immediately take sides. Instead, they should listen to all perspectives and ensure that each member feels heard and understood. Clarifying misunderstandings. Many conflicts are rooted in miscommunication. Leaders must ask clarifying questions and summarize what they hear to ensure accuracy. Encouraging empathy. Leaders can guide members to see the issue from multiple viewpoints, reducing emotional escalation and promoting mutual respect. Keeping the group focused on goals. Conflict often distracts from the task at hand. Leaders can reframe the conversation around shared goals and desired outcomes. Effective conflict management requires strong interpersonal skills. Leaders must be calm under pressure, empathetic listeners, and assertive communicators. Their ability to model these skills influences how the rest of the group behaves. 3. Resolving conflict. Resolution involves reaching a conclusion or compromise that is acceptable to the parties involved. Leaders may facilitate conflict resolution by using structured decision-making methods. Techniques such as brainstorming, consensus building, and voting help depersonalize the conflict and keep the group task-oriented. Bringing in a third party if needed. If internal efforts fail, leaders might engage a neutral mediator to help resolve deep-rooted disputes. Documenting agreements. Written records of decisions, expectations, or role changes can prevent recurring conflict. Encouraging reflection. After conflict is resolved, leaders should guide the group through a debrief or discussion. What did the group learn? How can similar issues be avoided in the future? Resolution is not always about complete agreement but about reaching an outcome that maintains group cohesion and allows progress. Leadership styles and conflict. Different leadership styles affect how conflict is experienced and handled in groups. The chapter references several styles. Authoritarian leaders may suppress conflict or impose solutions without input, which can create resentment. Democratic leaders tend to facilitate open discussion and seek collaborative resolutions, promoting a healthier conflict climate. Laissez-faire leaders often avoid conflict altogether, which may allow tensions to fester unchecked. Transformational leaders, who inspire and elevate group members, are often well-equipped to handle conflict constructively. They focus on long-term growth, shared vision, and development, which allows conflict to be reframed as an opportunity for growth. Servant leaders, who prioritize the needs of the group, also tend to manage conflict effectively. Their focus on empathy and community helps de-escalate emotional tension. Ultimately, the most effective leaders are flexible. They adapt their style based on the group's needs and the nature of the conflict. Emotional intelligence and conflict leadership. The chapter emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence, EI, in conflict leadership. EI includes self-awareness, recognizing one's emotional triggers and biases. Self-regulation, managing emotional reactions appropriately. Social awareness, understanding others' emotions and perspectives. Relationship management, guiding interactions toward positive outcomes. Leaders with high EI are more likely to foster constructive dialogue, build trust, and maintain group morale, even in tense situations. Emotional intelligence helps leaders stay grounded and solution-focused. Conclusion. Leadership and conflict are deeply interconnected in group communication. Conflict is not inherently harmful. In fact, when managed well, it can strengthen group cohesion, clarify goals, and enhance problem-solving. However, poor leadership can escalate conflict into division and dysfunction. Strong group leaders proactively prevent conflict by establishing clear norms and open communication. When conflict does arise, they act as mediators, listening objectively, facilitating discussion, and guiding the group toward resolution. Leadership style and emotional intelligence significantly shape how conflict plays out and whether it ultimately strengthens or weakens the group. Whether leading a small project team, student organization, or workplace committee, understanding the relationship between leadership and conflict is essential for any communicator seeking to foster healthy, productive group dynamics. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this lesson on managing conflict gave you new insights and tools you can use right away. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe so you don't miss future lessons. And if you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to drop them in the comments or reach out. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.